Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to break down UFC Fight Night Steve Garcia versus David Onama. It's actually not a bad fight night card. I think there's a lot of fun matchups. Maybe not a ton of relevant matchups for building contenders, but I think there's some great scraps anyways. Let's break it down. First fight of the night, we got Alencar 6-1-1 taking on Ariane Carnelossi 15-3. The odds are way too wide. Talita is great if she can get the grappling going. If she can get her down, yeah, she's going to win the fight. If she can't, it could just look ugly. I guess I'll take the under. I mean, sorry, I'll take the favorite. Sorry, I guess I'll take Talita, but I don't think it's going to be easy. And yeah, I think it's going to be. I think it could be an ugly, closer fight than the odds suggest. I would not be betting at minus 300 on Talita. Put it that way. What do you think?
Well, she's minus 225 now. I actually kind of like it, man. I mean, we know Carnelossi, how do you beat her? Takedown defense is so crap. It's like 15% takedown defense. And I'm not talking about just one fight, that's everybody. I think her last win might have been against what's her name, Piera Rodriguez, and it wasn't even a win. It was a DQ because the girl headbutted her twice while she was getting trampled on the ground again. So if Alencar does one thing right, is she takes people down and she sits on them. She did it to Demopoulos, and Demopoulos, I felt like at least had some BJJ, but couldn't even get off her back. And like Carnelossi on her back, I don't know. Talita Alencar by submission is my pick.
Off topic on that note, Demopoulos has shown the worst takedown defense I've ever seen in any fighter.
I know, but I'm just saying BJJ wise, you think
Yeah.
she could like make a pass or something, but the girl showed heavy on top, so like Carnelossi's got nothing on the bottom.
All right, next fight of the night, welterweight division. We got Phil Rowe, 11-5, taking on Seok Ko, 12-2. I probably don't know if I said his name right. Either way, Phil Rowe came into the UFC, made a big splash, had a great first impression. Looked like he was a big, long, rangy striker that could KO people. He had a lot of promise, and I've bet on him a few times, and he has let me down big time. His output and volume is just so shit. So I thought he was going to be the favorite here, and I was like, I'm not betting on this guy as a favorite. Can't trust him as a favorite. Don't trust the volume. Don't trust the output. But as an underdog, he will always be tempting because he does have that power if he lets his damn hands fly. I think he can win this fight if he can catch this guy early and knock him out. But if he's going to be tentative and gun shy, he's going to lose here. So I think he's a live underdog. I think if he wins, I think he can KO guys, but he's got to let those fucking hands fly. If he doesn't, it's going to turn into a shitty, boring decision fight. But he's tempting as a dog. I think I'm going to stab that dog. I think Phil Rowe's going to let me down again. I'm going to stab Phil Rowe. I just hope he lets his hands go. What do you think?
I just think Sakyunko is just the more well-rounded guy here. I rewatched that Oban Elliott fight and it was a masterpiece, right? And he looked strong with the hands. In his defense, I think he could throw a little bit more volume too. But in the case where you're taking down a guy six times, a guy like Oban Elliott, the previous fight that we bet against him, I can't remember what it was. He didn't get taken down once, and he kept it upright, right? I can't remember who it was, but it was the guy that was supposed to take him down. I remember a lot of Oban Elliott fights because but it's just man, just that sort of like beating that sort of experienced guy. This is, I mean, Saki Unko's been an underdog for every single fight. This is the first time he's a favorite, and I think it's warranted. Phil Rowe also gets kind of tired at the end of fights, and if you're not willing to go into a firefight with him, and then he probably loses because I think Sakienko is just a more intelligent fighter here.
Right. Next fight of the night, women's 115 division. We got Montserrat Ruiz, 10-4, taking on Elise Ardelean, 10-7. Odds are again crazy wide here. I feel like Montserrat has fought the better competition. Yes, she hasn't been winning, but I mean, is Ardelean that great? I don't know. I mean, listen, Ardelean should win this fight, but not at minus 400. Or that's the last I saw. She was minus 400. Like, I don't think that whatsoever. Obviously, Montserrat just wants to get her down. Maybe she can't. I don't know. I remember she had that one fight where she just kept grabbing that girl in like a fucking
Yeah, no
bulldog throw, and
headlock.
she fucking kept getting that takedown. It was fucking hilarious. She got it like 10
Cheyenne,
times in a row.
Cheyenne Villismith, whatever her name is.
Yeah, that fight will never fucking be out of my head. So obviously she has a chance to win doing that. I don't think that's gonna work here, but either way, minus 400. These odds make no sense. It's a pass. I think Montserrat's fought way better competition. Again, she's lost, but she lost to better fighters than Ardelean. So I don't know. Give me Ardelean. I hate the odds. It's a pass for me. What do you think?
Odds suck, but Arlene's got the volume. Arlene's got the striking. Arlene's got the takedown defense. And Montserrat Ruiz, all she is fucking tough. She's a tough Mexican girl. I think she's going to be tough here again. Um, yeah, that's pretty much my breakdown. I think Arlene wins in all. I hate minus 400 on her, but like when I'm trying to pick a dog, there's got to be some sort of path to victory. And honest to God, I can't find a path to victory for Montserrat Ruiz. I can't find anything that she does better than Arlene. So.
All right, next fight of the night, we got back-to-back women's fights. 135 division, we got Ketlin Viera, 15-4, taking on Norma Dumont, 12-2. Dumont's on a tear. Like hard to ignore. She's got to be very close to a title shot. All the momentum's in her favor here. I think if she can keep Viera off of her and not get grinded on, she should be able to kind of outpace or outvolume her just by being a quicker fighter. Like just kind of rack up points with punches and kicks and stuff like that. Ketlin Viera is very good at what she does, though. She is good at getting in tight, grinding you, getting you on that fence, and wearing you down because she's just so big and plodding and hard to deal with. So I think Viera is very live to win a decision. Very live. Momentum. I'm still going to take Dumont just because she's on a tear. I think she's very, very close to a title shot. But I think Viera is very live to play spoiler here by decision. I think this fight's going to decision no matter what. What do you think?
I always fault these girls for being too low volume, but Norm showed me in that fight against Irina Donna in her last fight that she can throw volume. And if she wants to put that volume out there against Ketlin Vieira and stay at that sort of range, she's gonna win. She can't get hooked up on the corner like how Big Norm gets put up there and held, and she can't let Vieira make this fight dirty. I don't think Vieira's taking her down, let's be honest here. And I don't think Big Norm will even try to take her down. I think she's the better striker here. Vieira's more pitter patter. Um, Big Norm's fight to lose. Big Norm's fight to lose. I think she's just gonna have the more volume. And yeah, man, over 2.5 is gonna hit.
Oh, yeah. All right, next fight of the night, we got Dante Johnson, 6-0, taking on Cedricus Damas, 10-3. Middleweight division. Johnson 6-0 with 6 first-round knockouts. This guy hits hard. He comes right after you. And Cedricus Damas gets hit and kind of turtles up. And that's kind of what I think happens here. I think Johnson gets another stoppage win. I think Damas gets cut. He should have already been cut, to be honest. I would love to see Johnson put this guy out. But it's kind of not what happens with Cedricus. He seems to get hit and just kind of shells up and turtles up until the ref stops it. And that's kind of what I think happens here. Give me Johnson by stoppage, and this will be the last time we see Cedricus. What do you think?
Well, no, like minus 400 on this Dante Johnson guy with the guy that finishes guys in the first round up against his first fight in against the guy that's uh, arguably been in the has more UFC experience than him and like I mean, yeah, he got finished by Michael Olajaychuk, right? And the no contest, I don't know. That was a shitty fight. Zachary Reese is nothing anyways. He did his thing against Tallulah, who sucks, but that Nursultan KO there, there was an eye poke, right? And he actually was eating the power pretty good. I have a problem getting behind Dante Johnson in this spot because of it's just like that red flag. 6 first round knockouts, inexperienced fighter, first fight. He's just up against dumbass. And I can't let dumbass cloud my vision. He does some things well. And who knows what this Dante Johnson looks later on in the fight? What, like it's too many red flags on Johnson, minus 400 on Johnson. I hate this spot, but I think dumbass at plus 300 has value. And I think I'm going to take dumbass based on experience. And honestly, man, he hasn't really been. Michael hits hard. I don't know about this guy. Michael actually has some technical. Not that Johnson just looks like a beast, but like. Who knows? I can't get behind minus 400 in your first fight.
You're 100% right. I mean, Mikhail Oleksiejczyk's a way better striker. He's very technical, all those
Yeah,
things.
but he's on the upper echelon of the division, at least I would say so for sure, right?
100%. Dante Johnson, he is a weight class bigger than Dumas, so I'm going to assume that he should have the power. I mean, this guy's fought at heavyweight, light heavyweight normally. This is his first
And his
middleweight
dumbass
fight.
win fights. He gets you up against the corner and just like pulls you down, right? Like,
Well, that's what I was kind of getting to. I,
yeah,
I think Johnson has the power, but I think if Dumas was to pull this out, it's going to be grappling. I don't think Dumas is much of a striker, but there's a world where he could out grapple this guy
yep,
potentially.
yep.
All right, next fight of the night, we got Timmy Cuamba 9-3 taking on Chang Ho Lee 11-1. This fight is very close, very close. I don't know how you could feel confident in either guy. I think they're going to strike it out. Uh, I'm going to lean Chang Ho Lee. I think he might be a slightly better striker if his durability holds up and if it plays out 100% on the feet. But this is a very close fight. Like there, buddy, flip a goddamn coin if you ask me. I don't know how you could be confident on either of these guys. I think it's a very even matchup. What do you think?
Very even. Kwamba shows heart. I think he's very durable. Chang Ho Lee, he shows the finishing ability. He does get guys out of there, right? I'm not too sure if he's gonna get Kwamba out of there, but I do think he has the ability to finish. I think he also has the ability to take down, but Timmy Kwamba has the ability to take down too, right? So um Chang Lee likes to get like that fight against Catavia Romeus, get him on the ground, elbow him, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think the finishing equity's there in a close fight, and that makes a difference. That means the power's there, and I think both of their grappling is pretty much the same. And like you said, I think they're both gonna strike it out. And I think the problem is I think Timmy wears the damage worse than Chang Ho Lee does, right? So, and at the end of the day, I think Lee will edge out a decision, just based on just major damage.
All right. Next fight of the night, we got Kevin Christian 9-2 taking on Billy Elekana 8-2. Kevin is a monster. He's gonna like monster height. Sorry, he's not a monster. But he's crazy long. He's gonna dwarf Billy Elekana in length. Unfortunately, he's not a great striker. I think Billy Elekana is the better striker. I do not think Billy Elekana will get out grappled. I think he's elusive. He's just good at fighting his range and racking up the points, and that's kind of what I see happening here. I think Billy cruises. Yeah, I don't think he's ever really going to be in trouble in this fight. I got Billy. What do you think?
I think this fight's a little bit closer than the odds say anyway. Billy's okay. That fight against Evo Aslan, whatever. He won because he hit him 10 more times than the other guy, and they fought to a fucking boring fight. In that fight against Bogdan, he outgrappled him in the first round. Took the fight on short notice and kind of gassed himself out trying to finish that fight. Kevin, he looks good on the ground. Like you said, the striking is lacking, but if this gets on the ground, it could happen. And I don't know. I'm leaning Billy. I'm going to take Billy, but I'm not going to be very. I can see this get to the ground. And I see Billy. I can see Billy. This one's a little bit closer than the Dante Dumas fight. This guy Christian.
Yeah,
This guy Christian actually has some other skills other than just the ground. Like his striking is not great, but it's there, and he uses it to set it up. What was that fight I watched him in? I think it was the Dana White Contender Series. But yeah, man, what was it? I think it was the Dana White. He had an arm bar. It was pretty good, man. Uh, but again, he is susceptible to be taken down, and I don't see Billy taking him down. And like you said, I think Billy is the better striker here. It might just be a boring volume striking match.
he's going to play it safe and win in his range. And like you said, I think he's boring too. I just think that he's going to
Yeah,
cruise
I
it
think
out,
it's a
play it
boring
safe.
striking match. I mean, I can see it. There's a world where I see that he can lose, but I don't. I'm still picking Billy.
All right, moving on to the main card. If you haven't already, please like, please subscribe. We do appreciate it. First fight of the main card, we got Alan Nascimento, 21-6, taking on Cody Durden, 17-8-1. Obviously, Nascimento could definitely choke out Cody Durden. I think he's the better submission grappler for sure. Sometimes gets too comfortable on his back, so there's a world Cody Durden definitely takes him down and rides him out. That's definitely possible. On the feet, I'm hearing other guys saying Nascimento is a better striker. I'm not so sure about that. Is Nascimento really a great striker? I don't recall him being some great striker. I always think of him as a grappler. So I think Cody Durden can potentially have success with the hands. The problem with Cody Durden is he's just so inconsistent. Like when you don't expect him to be good, he shows up at his best and puts on a great fight. And then just lately, just has not been good at all. He kind of gasses out. He gets finished after winning the first round, susceptible to getting choked out. He's been knocked out. I don't think he's going to get knocked out here. I don't think that's any threat here. But the point is he's just not looking his best lately. And if he comes in like that and he gasses out, he's going to probably get submitted, is what I'm thinking. I think at his best, this is a winnable fight for Cody Durden. I truly think Durden at his best is a tough guy. I think he's got some hands, and he can out wrestle him and stay safe on top potentially. Unfortunately, he just hasn't done it recently, so I'm not gonna pick the best Cody Durden to show up here. I guess I'm gonna lean Nascimento. Don't love it. What do you think?
It's a tough one because I don't know for sure if Nascimento can take down Cody Durden, but he doesn't necessarily have to take him down to win the fight. Cody Durden can't fight without trying to wrestle. Like he has to wrestle in his fights to to fight. He just does it all the time. There's no fights where he's just like strictly fighting, standing with the guy. Like if he had the game plan where he strictly wants to stand with Nascimento and not wrestle, then yeah. But I can't get behind that. I think he's going to take him down. And once it's on the ground, Nascimento will pass. It's just the way it goes. Like you said, Cody Durden has the cardio. Is not the cardio edge in this fight. He tires visibly tires in fights. He does have the power though. So if Cody Durden's going to win this fight, it's going to be in the first minute of the first round or the second minute of the first round. He's going to hit him with some big overhand right, and Nascimento's going to go down. The longer this fight goes, it's better for Nascimento. So I'm not taking a puncher's chance here. I'm going to go with Nascimento.
All right, next fight of the night, welterweight division. We got Charles Radtke, 10-5, taking on Daniel Frunza, 9-3. This has potential to be an absolute firefight, or we could get the wrestler Charles Radtke out here who wants to grind him out. That might even be his safest play, to be honest. Uh, I thought Radtke was going to do better, but losing to Mike Malott just rubs me the wrong way because I don't think Mike Malott's that great personally. I've been waiting to fade that guy. So that loss really bothers me. Um, Charles Radtke strikes me as not very intelligent. Some of the things he says is just ridiculous. Strikes me as a modern day Jeremy Stevens or something. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't trust the guy. I don't think he's very smart. And I think if he actually gets in a firefight, he could be knocked out by Daniel Frunza. Daniel Frunza, there's one thing he does, it's he hits hard. So I think there's a world where Frunza can win if it's a chaotic firefight. If Charles Radtke plays it smart and uses the wrestling, that he should win the fight by decision, I think. Um, I almost want. I'm really tempted to stab a Frunza KO because Radtke just bothers me now all of a sudden. What do you think?
No, I think this is a match made for Radke to win. I think he's an adequate striker in this fight, but he does have the grappling edge big time. I picked against Frunza. I picked Reese McKee in that fight. You know, I just saw some holes in Frunza's game. He's very erratic when he comes forward. I mean, for all intents and purposes, that Mike Malott loss doesn't look so bad now. I mean, he just beat Kevin Holland in a close fight, which I think he actually won anyway. But Mike's shown that he can be an adequate striker, and Charles is an idiot sometimes on the mic. But you know what?
So
90% of the time he's backed himself up in the UFC aside from that Mike Malott fight. I'm not gonna hold it against him. People lose. I saw the holes in Frunza's game last time. I don't think any of those holes is Reese McKee was able to exploit those holes, and I think Charles Radke probably better than Reese McKee they probably can exploit the same holes I saw in Frunza's game last time. So yeah, I think he can get out grappled. I also think he can get out struck. So aside from another puncher's chance, Charles Radtke's my pick.
I'm gonna take Radtke too, for the record, but I think Frunza has a shot to KO him. I think that's his win condition is catching him with a big shot
Yeah.
in a chaotic firefight. If there's any kind of smarts going on, Radtke wins that fight. All right, next fight we got Isaac Dulgarian, 7-1, taking on Yadir Delval, 9-0. Simply put, experience. I mean, even though 7-1, he actually has less fights, but Dulgarian's fought on the big stage. He's fought the better names aside from gassing out and then losing that crazy fight to, I think it was C-Rod or something like that.
But I think he still won that fight against
Yeah,
A-Rod.
that's what I was gonna say. Aside from that, the guy's got a perfect record, and I think he's just too much. I think Dulgarian has very good skills. Um, don't let that blemish fool you. If he doesn't gas out, I think he cruises. What do you think?
If he wants to make this a striking match where he's standing at range, he might lose. But when has Isaac Dulgarian really done that, right? I think his wrestling, yeah, I don't give a shit what the other guy's takedown defense says. He's got great wrestling. He'll get guys down all the time. And when he gets on top, his ground and pound is pretty damn dangerous, right? So I think he knows what he needs to do. Yadier Duval, he's not bad. He's pretty good, and he has pretty good ground game too, right? Don't get me wrong, but it's a different beast when you're on the bottom than when you're on the top, right? So those first two rounds with Bulgarian, I think he can bank them. It's that third round if it gets to it that it gets kind of chalky with him and choppy. So I still think he's the better fighter here. Experience. I don't feel like this stays in too much striking range. If it does, I said what I said. He could. That's a path to victory for Devale, but I don't think it does. Bulgarian by ground and pound.
All right. Featured fight of the night, we got Jeremiah Wells, 12-4-1, taking on Temba Gorimbo, 14-5. Not really sure why it's where it is on the card. I think it's a shit fight. I think all Themba Gorimbo's fights are shit, aside from when he gets finished. The problem is I want to bet against Gorimbo. I don't think he's good, but Jeremiah Wells doesn't fucking fight. He's old. He's inactive. So fuck, man. Like it's very hard to pick Wells here, and I want to pick him. I'm kind of a Gorimbo hater. I think he's fucking boring as hell, man. All he wants to do is fucking grind you out and do no damage and fuck, man. I want Jeremiah Wells to win, man. But I think this is a boring ass fight. Samba kind of thrives in those fights. What do you think?
So, like, all right. I mean, what's Wells' best attributes is that he's a wrestler. He wants to wrestle fuck you. He comes at you with the big, powerful overhand, right or left, whichever way he wants to come. Gorimbo's the faster striker. I think he's got better length. He's got the better jab. And honestly, like if he's on top, he's shown he's got the better ground game too, right? So Wells visibly tires as the fight goes on, and he also has shown that he can dominate a fight and then lose in the third round to my boy Carlson Harris, right? So, and the Carlson Harris is a long, skinnier guy. Garimbo's a long, skinnier guy, and Jeremiah Wiles when he like shoots, he sticks his neck right in there, and he leaves himself open for a choke. He leaves himself open for a lot of things, and man, the cardio is going to come into play here. I think he doesn't throw enough combinations. He doesn't do a lot right. So for this to be a minus 138 for Thamba Garimbo, I can see that. But I kind of like those odds. So I think Garimbo's a better striker. I think he's got the better top game if he can get on top. And Wells can be taken down as well, right? So Thamba Garimbo for me too.
All right, co-main event. We got Waldo Cortez Acosta, 14-2, taking on Ante Delija, 26-6. Sorry if I say his name wrong. You all know who he is. The guy who beat Henan Ferraro over there in PFL. Guy that Tom Aspinall says he won't fight. We know who the guy is. He's the more skilled fighter, the more technical fighter. He's got more finishing ability than Waldo because we all know Waldo doesn't really finish people. But that being said, man, Waldo, like especially at underdog odds, he's tempting because like he just has a way of fucking making fights close. Like he's if he's anything, he's durable. He's hard to deal with. He doesn't get knocked out. He's going to be there the whole fight. So that in itself it makes fights tough to call. I mean, he's for a big guy, he's fairly quick on the feet. He's fair, like he doesn't hit hard, so I'm not worried about him knocking anybody out or anything like that. But he just proves to be a problem for guys. He gives everybody a tough fight. So Delija being more technical guy, being the higher finishing guy, I'm gonna lean him. But man, Waldo is very tempting me to be honest. I think this fight can be. I think he can cause problems potentially. What do you think?
I think durability plays a big part in this, right? Has Waldo ever been finished? He didn't get finished by Pavlovich. Didn't get finished by Marcos Durden. No, he's never been finished in the UFC. So Delija is a big finisher, and the few times it's gone to decision, I think at one time was against Bruno Capoloza. He won a fight. He fucking won a decision against Maurice Green, some other guy, Dennis Goldslav, which is pretty good actually. In PFL. So I don't know. This one's tough. No, my mom. I'm looking at it from a different perspective now. If Delija is such a good striker, knocks guys out, why is he only sitting at a minus 138, right? So I think this has something to do with Waldo's durability, Waldo knowing how to. When the last time he fought a striker, what was that Cuban guy's name?
And Despain, he showed
Yeah,
wrestling in that
he
fight.
showed wrestling in
Rebellis.
that fight. So Waldo can pull bullshit out of his ass, right? And even against Pavlovich on that last fight, I know you had him and I didn't, but like he didn't get obliterated by Pavlovich. He just looked a little gun shy, but I think he was gun shy because he knew what was coming back at him, right? The only problem here is this first round is probably going to go to Anti Delia, and then Waldo's going to have to fight back. So, regardless, also the over 2.5 is sitting at minus 120. So they're thinking this goes to decision. So, I mean, I've seen Delia fight, and he doesn't throw a ton of volume either, right? And in a longer fight, I think Waldo has a shot here.
You
I
too.
really
I do
do.
too.
I think if this thing gets out of the first round, Waldo has a really good shot. He really does. And screw it. I haven't picked too many underdogs. I think Waldo has a good shot here. The longer
Yeah.
this fight goes, I'm gonna go Waldo Acosta in this based on experience. And not my not most confident pick, but like how confident can you be in these damn heavyweights anyway? If you're putting this as your backbone piece, then you're an idiot. But
I think at dog odds, there's definitely value.
there's value. But I think the smart play would probably be Waldo Acosta by decision and see what you get on that. Because if you're getting a 2-3 to 1 on that, I almost three plus 300. So I don't think he knocks him out. Waldo hasn't knocked out anybody like that, but like you can definitely see him outvolleying him and being more tactical. So we'll see what happens. I pick Waldo.
All right, main event of the evening. We got crazy wild man Steve Garcia, 18-5, taking on David Onama, 14-2. I'm gonna be as blunt as I can be. I don't think anybody should have confidence in this fight. I think you're definitely getting a finish, and I think they are both susceptible to being finished when they lose. I've been waiting to fade Steve Garcia. I don't know that this is the spot, but I do not think Steve Garcia is as good as people think he is. I don't think he's nowhere near as good as he thinks he is. Um, I think David Onama potentially could crack that chin. The problem I have with David Onama is he fucking starts slow. And if he starts slow, he risks getting starched right off the bat. If he is not ready for what's going to come his way right away, he's probably going to get finished because Steve Garcia is going to go right for it. So I think you're looking at an early fight regardless. I think you're going to get a first or second round finish. I'll be betting the under is my official pick. I'm going to be betting under. I know it's a 5 round fight. I'm saying under 2.5. I feel like saying under 1.5. I don't know what those odds are. I don't have them in front of me, but I think you're getting a finish for sure. I'll take Stevie Garcia just because I think David Onama starts slow, but I think Onama can knock him out too, though, to be honest. I'm all over the under. What do you think?
Well, no one can knock him out, but he does start slow and he ends slow. Right? He looks like look at that look at like a Landwehr fight where he started slow and then ended slow. Like you can't do both, buddy. You can't. And What really has changed my opinion on Steve Garcia was the Calvin Kattar fight. You know what I mean? He didn't let that guy get anywhere close to him. A guy that's an accomplished kickboxer. And I know he's in the latter part of his career. I get that. I get it. But Calvin Kattar still doesn't suck, right? And he still was throwing heat behind that. And Steven Garcia, got by. He got by that. And he actually showed good striking defense because he only got hit with 26 significant strikes in that. And then he was finishing guys like Mel Costa was a good finish. He lost a round against Shailin Nurbeke, but I don't know, man. It's been a tight one. Think I think both are good strikers. I think Steve Garcia throws in better combination. I think David Onama is at his best when he uses takedowns to get the fight to the ground a little bit and to show that well-roundedness. I mean, I think Onama is probably the more well-rounded guy. Um, the takedown against Steve Garcia hasn't reared its naked head until fucking back in the day. Bob Ross got him down to 3 times in all three of those rounds and sat on his back. What's his name? The skinny, tall, Afro Spanish guy. You know what I'm talking
I
about?
know, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that was the last time it reared its naked head against him. I mean, it reared its ugly face against him. He's looked pretty good against other. I don't think no Nama gases, and he can be overwhelmed, right? So I don't know, man. It's a toss up, but I'm gonna leave with my boy Steve Garcia because I think he's shown a little bit more durability lately, and he starts faster. He's gonna bank that first round, and then Onama's gonna have to come back and knock him out. I mean, when's the last time he got knocked out, Steve Garcia? It's been a while still, right? Mahashate got him with a lucky shot.
Onama's kind of chinny too, man. When he gets hit, he's
Well,
on
I don't know,
skates.
man. Yeah, you're right about Onama. And I think Onama is a little bit more chinny than Garcia. Well, that Mahashate shot was bullshit anyway. And then before that it was Luis, what's his name? Like the guy I said. But yeah, Nate Landwehr wore him down. Mason Jones wore him down, but that was a good account of himself on his first what's it called? First fight in the UFC. But if he can be out wrestled too, and honestly, I don't know, that fight against Jigga Chikadze, if he didn't use his takedowns and wasn't such a smart fighter, the fight was close on the feet. The fight was close on the feet. So whatever. I can slightly lean with Stevie Garcia, but again, you can't be super confident in a like very diabolical, crazy fight like that. You know what I mean? Anything can happen, but I think Steve's shown me a little bit better.
I think they both hit hard, and I think both are somewhat chinny. That's the only reason it's scary. It's a volatile fight because I
Very
think
volatile.
they can both be finished, and that's why I'm going to stay safe and play the under. I'm going to pick Steve Garcia for the purpose of making a pick, but I'll be betting the under for sure.
Under 1.5 is plus 100 still.
I might hit that to be honest. Might hit that. All right, guys, there you have it. There's our predictions for UFC Fight Night. David Onama versus Steve Garcia. Have a good one, guys.